Hey, what's up guys? This is Sarah from K-UTE Radio, and I am joined today with John and Garrett from the Maine. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and answering some questions today.
Thank you.
Yeah, so jumping straight into things, you guys are in Salt Lake City at the Complex for your Modern Nostalgia Tour. What kind of inspired the name of this tour and the kind of red and blue floral vibe that goes along with it?
I think we were inspired mostly by these 10-year anniversary tours that everybody's been doing.
Yeah.
And we're kind of creeping up on the 10-year of our first album. So instead of running the same direction as everyone else, we decided to just take a step away from everyone else by playing our new records in their entirety. And I don't know, as far as the aesthetic goes, we've just kind of fallen into the red and blue theme. You go into creating a vision for a record, and the way you might start out perceiving it doesn't end up being how it ends up, coming out on the other side. So, I don't know, we just felt like it was an easy kind of juxtaposition of colors and just themes. So, but yeah, I think it's derivative of our passion for the last two records, and not that we don't have the same passion for all of our catalog, but we garnered a pretty neat response from everybody that's been digging us for the past couple of years, and I don't know, these past two felt different in a really neat way, so we wanted to kind of share that enthusiasm in these rooms with people.
Totally. So for this tour especially, you guys decided to play Lovely Little Lonely and American Candy back to back, which kind of isn't the typical set list for a band. What made you decide to play a show like this?
Yeah, kind of what John was saying before, and I don't know, it was kind of an opportunity to think of the show differently. Because normally you'll plan out and you do a group of songs that kind of keep the flow going in a certain way. And this is, we don't really have that opportunity. It's like, it's the flow of the album.
Yeah.
So it's cool. It has like ups and downs in different spots than we normally would. So it definitely keeps it fresh for us. And we finally had to learn all the songs for the record. So that was cool too. So.
Yeah, we made the records. At least, American Candy to us feels more like just a compilation of songs that felt similar, and with that same kind of intention behind the songwriting, we took that towards Lovely Little Lonely, but we wanted to make it cohesive and a full album. So it's a really neat way to kind of illuminate the feeling that we tried to convey from studio to record. So it's definitely challenging, and I think that's where part of the desire to do it came from too, was because it's easy to kind of save your more well-known songs for last, and I don't know, it's definitely been difficult, but that's a good thing, because it's teaching us to try to be better. So
yeah, and along with that, I noticed that Lovely Little Lonely and American Candy are quite different, like both musically and visually. What do you think the biggest differences are between the albums?
I feel like out of all of our records, they're the closest in my head. I think
back to back.
Yeah. Like I think the vision. At least I don't know if the jump was as big as, like, say, one of our second record or third record, or first to second. Similar mindset, and we did it with the same producer. But I think the biggest thing was like the feeling of the album. Song wise, it's similar, but feeling Lovely Little Lonely changes, and it flows a certain way.
Yeah, we wanted it to be more of a story, more of a journey for the listener. So, you, in our opinion, you get to sort of a climax when the kind of mission statement of the record hits at song 11 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just I think that's the biggest difference, is that it was more thought out.
Yeah.
And there was more intention behind it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, when fans go to your show, they obviously only see things from the crowd's point of view. Can you give us a little insight on what goes on in your heads when you're playing live, and what's kind of your point of view when you're on stage and what you guys are thinking?
Hopefully you're not thinking at all.
Mm-hmm.
When you're not, that's when everything's like you're in the perfect zone.
Yeah.
And not saying like you're playing right on it, just like there's moments where like gaps happen where you're just so in what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
and you're so like feeling the same thing. That's where you want to be. When you're thinking about stuff is when usually something either fucked up or something caught your eye that's confusing or
Mm-hmm.
what. But so like if you're not thinking, that I think at least for me that's the best place to be at, and not be worried about like what the crowd's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, like you can get caught up in that stuff, and
Yeah.
that's not really the goal. But but sometimes it is like sometimes it's like they're reacting so much that you can't help but feel that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, my favorite spot is like when I'm just like zoned out completely and
Mm-hmm.
it's happening.
I
Definitely.
agree.
Okay, so you guys have a lot of really great music videos out there. Like, how do you feel in English Girls? What's the best part about filming a music video, and what is the worst part about filming a music video?
I'm not a big fan of doing them.
In general.
Yeah.
They're really... Yeah. I don't know. We're not actors. We
Yeah.
never claimed to be.
The hours are awful on them, and usually people have different visions.
Fake playing your own songs.
Yeah,
Is really lame.
it sucks. And then I don't know, but if you're working with someone who has a vision, it's really nice.
And somebody that's
prepared
and motivated.
Yeah, but we've done both when it's
People don't want to be there, and you don't want to be there, and that just is a bunch of don't want to be there. So,
but it usually never turns out how you picture it, and that can be frustrating.
Yeah.
So
to me, my favorite videos that we've done have been ones that, even if they have been grueling, they're a great representation of whoever's directing their vision when it came to hearing the song.
Mm-hmm.
And none of us in the band claim to be actors, nor do we claim to be directors of music videos or motion pictures in general. So for us, it's harder to come up with, for me especially, like writing lyrics and then thinking, okay, how do I approach it differently and not take it in literal terms like I was thinking, or in broad strokes, at the same time. So it's really great for me and for us to see a video done that takes just a completely different approach and takes the director's intuition and like Misery.
yeah.
Even Taxi. Ideas that are just, I don't know, more from an outsider's point of view.
I'm a really big fan of album art and kind of the stories behind them. Out of all of your cover art, what are some of your favorite cover arts and kind of the stories of how they came to be?
They usually spark from an idea that John will have, or like a vision of kind of an overarching thing of the album, or specific to like a song that maybe is the vibe of the album.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, they're usually just this is what I'm picturing when I'm hearing the songs, or this specific song that is kind of the collective of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like American Candy, the song is kind of like the feeling of the album, I would say, and that's why like there's the candy.
To me, it's really neat to see them in sequence because it, to me, really highlights the idea of us not knowing at all what to do. And not to say that we do now, but like our first album was just, the artwork was like very high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Which we were in.
And then we started to get a clue. At least we became more in tune with what we wanted to do and how we wanted to express ourselves. And
What I've noticed is we like body parts. Most of our albums have some sort
Yeah.
of body part on the cover. It's a face or hands or a drawing of a face. There must be something to that.
Yeah.
We haven't figured it out yet.
Well, we're almost out of time, so I have some 4 kind of lightning round, lighthearted questions for you guys too. Number 1, what app do you use the most on your phone?
Instagram.
Yeah, probably.
Yelp, maybe.
Wait, does Apple Music count?
I think I'd say that's
okay,
an app.
Spotify and Yelp.
Okay.
Spotify and Yelp.
Number 2, what's your favorite song to play live, or some of your favorites?
Bad Behavior has been cool
Yeah, that's
recently.
Since we started playing it, it's felt good. So that one.
Number 3, what is the last tattoo you got?
We got a tour tat. Well, some of us.
Oh yeah.
It's like what would you call that?
It's a little
Travelers?
vagabond,
Yeah.
like stick bag.
Oh yeah.
You know, the old stick, and you got the burlap sack kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing.
Yeah, that's what I got.
I think that's mine too.
And number 4, what is the last song that you listened to?
It was "To Be Amplified" by the
Yeah, I
Presidents
guess
of the
that
United
one. I heard
States.
that one.
I was showing these guys a tune, and it was by the Presidents of the United States of America. It's like one of the first records that we were talking about remembering buying
Yeah.
when we were growing up. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all the time we have today. Thank you guys so much for sitting down and answering some
you.
questions. I look forward to seeing your show tonight.
Right on.
Thank you so much.